Huh? A power cord. Right here I have some unique design PC cases and some samples that just arrived that I'm super excited to test out, and these are available right now. Licensing Windows is cheap and easy with whokeys.com, and if you use the code TN20 you get an extra discount. Complete the purchase, copy the key, and paste it to the activation settings. And you're all done. Also check out their Microsoft Office 19 license and use the same code TN20 for the extra discount. Check out whokeys.com in the video description below. The SSUP, or sunny side up PC case, and this is called Xhuttle. And to me, this kind of reminds me of the movie Passengers with Chris Pratt. And look at this PC case. It is absolutely unique. It's completely upside down. Everything's the wrong way. Okay, so even though this is the bottom of the PC case, we've got some fans coming up. Let's try to tear this down. Okay, on the back there's a lock and unlock. And then now we can pull this top off, and what we can see on the top is there is this cover here as well, and underneath here is your motherboard I/O, so you can easily, by just removing that cover from the top, check out your motherboard I/O and, you know, change something, plug something else in. And then obviously you've got a grill for some ventilation. There is a dust cover as well that's kind of slid off a little bit during transit, but I think if I just pull it from the back here, okay, so the back comes off as well. It's kind of like open, very interesting design to make it look like it's some kind of space shuttle. There's a little box of accessories behind here. We've got some screws and then another panel. Looks like a spare panel for this back over here as well, but they've taken off, put it there, so in transit it would just like get loose and come off. I think there's magnets in there and you can take this panel off. It's probably because of the cable routing that goes all the way to the top. So you can put some motherboard I/O and then comes down from the side here and then either out from the top in here or goes further down out from somewhere from the bottom. Okay, the side panel, this front or back. So one of the things you can see is the motherboard layout is twisted. The motherboard goes here like that, and then the back of the motherboard will be on the top. So your GPU will lie down just like that over here, and your GPU slots are on the top there. Now, is it better in terms of airflow? I don't know. Probably not. You can put an AIO in the front or back or top, whichever way you think now, because I'm gonna call it still front, and the motherboard inside has rotated. So 360mm that you can put on the front there and then get airflow from the backs or front side there. It has a magnetic dust cover, and then the airflow kind of comes in to this chamber here. So you've got your CPU block over there that will have tubes coming down or probably going up. It will intake from there and then blow into this chamber of air in here, which is kind of the back of the GPU blade because it comes this way. Obviously these bottom fans that are reversed are pushing the air up. So whatever comes in from there, and then it gets exhausted from the top. Now you could put just fans in the front here and then an AIO on the top here, because there is space on the side here to mount an AIO. As you can see, you've got screw holes in there. So 360mm can go on the top there as well. So it kind of becomes like a 2-chamber design. So you've got intake, and you blow in this air up, and then the AIO will take it out, which is quite a nice thing. I haven't seen 90 degrees angled motherboard PC cases where you can still have AIO on the top. Interestingly, looking on the website, I can't really see AIOs on the top, but they're just on the side. Now there is a GPU sag bracket over there, but it's a kind of an interesting GPU sag bracket that I don't believe really should work like that, because this way your GPU is kind of hanging down and it's holding onto these top screw slots, but you can have, if you've got a big massive GPU, kind of rested on there as well. And obviously you can take it further down there all the way to the bottom. The other thing is there is a cool little light on the side that illuminates the case. You can see because of these massive slots there, you could also put motherboards with back panel connectors there for, you know, ultimate very, very clean aesthetics. On top of the PC case, obviously we can see a power button, and there is a little bit of a RGB fan hub built in here as well. As you can see, you can get different modes and things sorted. Your fans can plug into there. And then on the top here is where you have your motherboard I/O. And as you can see, we already mentioned the fan screws, so you can put a fan in here to exhaust out from the top. You've got your GPU slots there for all your expandability and slots on the side. Interestingly, you need to put the screwdriver through this gap in there to actually screw these screws. Now, this is kind of the back of the case, but interestingly, because it's designed, it's actually also the airflow inside the case. Apart from the bottom, it also pulls air from the back of the case. So the air can come in. If you want the air filter to be on here and use this as an intake, you leave this on. If you want this as an exhaust, you just take this off and then your fans can just exhaust out from the case. Your PSU will lie flat in the back of the case in here. And then obviously all the cables will go from that side. So inside the PC case, it looks very, very clean. And this bit here is where this panel that came inside the accessories box. See, that's just gonna go into there. And then you can have a little bit of cables coming out from the top or from the bottom. And if you want to change what cables you want to come out, you can just have them come out from the back. Now, why is this cable exactly included in here? I don't actually know. That's a cool PC case. Let's move on to the next one. Check this out. Evolve X2. Ho ho ho. So this is white as well, and this is Phanteks Evolve X2. We've seen like fish tanks that are like just kind of side L-shaped glass, bended glass. This has got glass all the way on the other side as well. So looks like the design for this is fully chimney layout. Pull the air from the bottom, push it out from the top, and then from the side over here. And as you might see, the length of this case is quite tall. In terms of actual footprint on the table, this is like a mid ATX size case. It's not big. It says here, remove top panel first. I suppose this here. So the design of this is interesting. From the top, it reminds me a little bit of the Trikes Luca case and their design, the way they did that. Remember our Interstellar build? But then all the angles are also angled the other way as well. So it's not directly up, it kind of angles up as well. The switch for the RGB, that can also be reset button, I think. Then there's a light over here and then a power button. As you can see also, a little mesh on the other side. Doesn't seem like this is replaceable. These two screws, if we undo them, the glass can come off. So there's all sorts of protection even in here. So making sure that these two glasses here and these corners here don't bang together and shatter inside the shipment. Whoa, that is heavy glass. And now the back panel comes off exactly the same. Or the back glass. Very similar to the previous Xhuttle case. There's a screw on the top there as well. We don't actually have to take this off because when you're building in the PC case, there's no reason why you should take that one off. If you have access to the back over here and to the front, it's pretty nice. There's a nice silver design. I think this is aluminium that is kind of bent around all the way to the front. And interestingly, there's this bit in here that's bent inside, but the glass is sharp on the outside. You can see it over here as well. As you can see, the glass is straight in there, but then it bends all the way around as well. So it kind of U-shape goes around. Then in here, this bit comes off and then you can undo these PCIe slots, but this keeps it really, really nice and minimal. In terms of motherboard layout, it's quite conservative. Your motherboard there, I/O on the back, GPU like this in here, and then there's massive intake on the bottom. If you look at the grill, it is just very, very big holes, open. You can put anything in there. So this is the back of the PC case. And you can see even the power supply is the very usual place where it's gonna go. Your PCIe cover slots. Interestingly, the job there isn't necessarily the best, but because this is a sample unit, maybe this is not the final production unit, even though everything else seems very good, high quality, this seems a bit interesting. There is a little thumb screw on the bottom in here. If you undo that, and you can take the bracket off, install your 360mm AIO, and then put it back nicely in there, so you don't have to worry about your screws and all the other bits. It's a really cool kind of honeycomb and mesh thing that's going on there. This back exhaust fan hole is very interesting as well. It's kind of like angled blinds. You know how you have blinds on windows, but upside down and then angling this way. This continues the minimalistic design. Let's see if, oh, and now you can open the door to all your cable mess. Don't want to see it? Just close it. You've got the same GPU bracket on this angled brushed aluminum that goes all the way around. And obviously on the other side, it holds onto your GPU. It can be adjusted with these two screws. And if you push this, I think we'll have to open the door first. By the way, this door can come off its hinges in there. You can take this off and you can see now the bottom back, or the front back, however you want to call it. Here you have one 3.5-inch hard drive enclosure that goes in there. You can take it off if you want. All the cables are going to live down there. You've got pre-routed cables there for your fans and front panel I/O. You can also see the design of the motherboard back is big holes. So you can have back panel connectors all the way around. The 2.5-inch SSDs can go onto this bracket that you can undo, and then it comes off as well. Front panel ports, 2 USB Type A, 1 Type C, and headphone mic combo jack. So it looks like this is meant to be on your table to showcase your beautiful, amazing case. Phanteks also sent a secondary box in there, and it says samples on it as well. And I think there should be some special things inside there. Let's take a look. Alrighty. Looks like we're gonna have to do a white build. I just need a white GPU, that's the only thing missing. Number one thing I can see, there is a Phanteks power supply. This is the Amp GH, 80 plus platinum, 8 years warranty. I wonder if Phanteks does their own power supplies now. It used to be Seasonic or some partnership in there. Amp GH, is it white? Yes, it is white. Interestingly though, the grill design is not the same honeycomb as on the case. I suppose that was done before. This is really cool design though. Looks like a lot of airflow can go through here. Very, very big holes. It looks quite tiny as well. 1000 watts, 600 volt high power cable in there. This is a cool design, I love it. Even though you're never gonna see it, but wait a second. Oh, these are nice cables. Oh, look at that. Individually sleeved, really, really nice, high quality cables that come with it. Okay, well that's good. Oh, Evolve X tube. Obviously, as always, you've got your screws nicely labeled, as Phanteks always does. Microfiber cloth and some zip ties that came with the case. Look at that. Then this is NextLink Q hub. That looks like it's Phanteks' own RGB hub, 6-pin PCIe, USB port. You've got some of your connectors in here. So this is fans, one of the fans you can put in there. LEDs, it's the 3-point LED connectors. And then some of these smart connectors that have 6 pins that go on the side there. I guess because it's smart and digital, you can daisy chain together and you can still see what's going on in the software. This only 2 years warranty. But now, these fans are very interesting. As you can see the design, you've got an infinity mirror in the middle there. I believe these may have not been released, like ever. Phanteks said that we sent you these, but actually the AIO should come with the Phanteks D30 fans. Remember, we did the purple and black build, and we had a beautiful Phanteks PC. These are kind of just for aesthetics, okay? I don't know if you can buy them. I don't know if they're available. Let's check it out anyway. By the way, this is not sponsored by either of these companies. Okay, they did send me these, but I can say whatever the heck I want, and we're gonna hopefully do a build with them. M25 120G2. Let's see some of the specs here. 2000 RPM, so not that fast. There's 25 millimeters thick, so they're not the thicker ones. And as you can see, here is the smart connector that connects the fan RPM and RGB. And these are reversible, 3 of them. So these would go just on the bottom there, because then they would push the air up and you would get the nice design looking down the mirror, like infinity kind of a well going down. This is regular. That's reversed. And then one of the AIOs. G2X2 AIO. So this is white. I have no idea what AIO this is. I'm as curious as you are. Oh, so this is Glacier 1 M25G2. Okay, this one already has the M25 fans on it. So the same ones that I just showed you, but obviously not reversed, but normal ones because they're blowing the air through from the top because it's a chimney design. As you can see, here's the fans, exactly the same design. Behind there is the radiator. But what I want to see is this. Okay, on the bottom, we've got pretty big contact area. On the top, oh, interestingly, there is a fan that blows down onto the VRMs and looks like this might be also an infinity mirror. Yeah, it looks like an infinity mirror there as well. So Glacier 1, this is interesting. This seems to be Asetek design. I wonder if it is. Doesn't say it anywhere, and I can't see it on the box. There seems to be one grill as well somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Maybe this is even cooler if you just have this fan on the top there with infinity mirror blowing onto your VRMs. Look at the design here, how the air just goes from the sides. Yeah, looks like my sample AIO has this grill missing. If I'm looking online, I can see that the grill is always on. But for some reason, the sample one has it missing. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Because both of them are white builds, we could use Gigabyte Z890 Aero D because it goes with the white design really, really nicely. In terms of white GPU, gotta go with Gigabyte 1490, the ICE version that also looks white and massive. You've got the ROG Strix that's white as well, 1490. I'm not sure if they do a 5090 white. It looks pretty spectacular. Now, I'd love to know your suggestions. What parts should I be using exactly for these builds? Now, you know what the aesthetics are like. What about the inside now? What engine should we put it in? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Bye-bye.